Hi everyone, my name is Megan and this is How to Be a Super Friend at Home. Today we're going to talk about some awesome animals in the medical field. We're not all humans in this field. There's actually service dogs, emotional support dogs, and therapy dogs. And they perform some amazing tasks and I thought it'd be really fun if we could learn about it together. So to get started, we're going to watch a read aloud together. And this read aloud we recommend in our physical disability session when we have How to Be a Super Friend sessions at the library. This story is based on a true event, and I hope that you'll really like it. So if you want to go to this read aloud with me, all you're going to do is go to YouTube, and you are going to type in at the top, Rescue and Jessica, a Life-Changing Friendship Read Aloud. And you'll hit this search button. And once you do that, you're just going to scroll down, and the first video that pops up is excellent. So there's several versions of the read aloud. You can watch different videos, but this one is great from the Dorchester County Library because it shows the illustrations really well. So I hope that you'll take a few moments and watch this read aloud with me, and then we can come back here and talk about it together. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed that story. Did you have a favorite part? It's hard for me to pick out a favorite part in the story, but there is something that I really like that the author did. And that's that the author wrote the story from two different perspectives. And perspective is kind of a big, crazy word, right? So what does that mean? All a perspective is, it's the point of view of a character. So in this story, we don't just see the story through Jessica's point of view, right? We also see it through Rescue's. And while no human can really know for sure exactly what's going on in a dog's mind, I think that this story is a great representation of what it must be like. Because for a service dog to be able to help someone like Jessica, they have to go to school. And it's much more than just obedience school. It's really rigorous training, teaching the dogs how to help humans do certain tasks. So we can imagine that a dog like Rescue would be really worried about wanting to do a great job. And in the end, he does, right? Another cool thing about this book is how the illustrator took a lot of time to draw very detailed pictures so that we can know exactly what's going on. We know what a service dog looks like now thanks to the illustrator because we saw Rescue's vest. And this is something that service dogs wear out in public. So if you've never seen one before, this is really similar to what a service dog looks like in public. They have this little vest on that notifies us that they're not around just to be a pet. They're actually doing a job and we shouldn't distract them. Something else that we see is what Jessica's hospital bed looks like. We saw what her wheelchair looks like. And we also saw what her prosthetic legs look like. So all her prosthetic legs they're the pieces of equipment that help Jessica walk again. She can put them on her legs and she's able to stand. And as we saw in the story, it was hard for her to learn how to walk again, right? It didn't just happen overnight. But with Rescue's help, she was able to move better and he helped keep her steady. And by the end of the story, they were taking walks together. So I hope that you really enjoyed this story and now know a little bit more about service dogs. But you probably still have some questions. So I thought we could review the different types of service dogs that are out there and how they can help people in need. So we'll start with a service dog, since like I said, that's what Rescue was doing in this story. So a service dog is a dog that goes to school, like I mentioned. They go through this rigorous training so they can complete tasks for humans. And they can help humans who maybe they've just gone through an accident like Jessica, and they're learning how to walk again, they need to be stable. They can also help humans who can't see. So a guide dog is a dog that can help a person who is either blind and can't see at all, or just has they have some condition in their eyes where they don't see as clearly as you or I see. Can you imagine how scary it would be to try to cross a street if you really couldn't see well? I really can't imagine. It must be very frightening. But if you had a service dog with you and you were holding onto their leash, a service dog can help someone cross a street safely. They can also help someone go downstairs. They're really important for people who can't see. And then kind of similarly, there are dogs that can help people who cannot hear. So maybe it's someone who is completely deaf and cannot hear at all, or someone that has lost their hearing over the years. Whatever it is, these dogs can alert someone that someone is calling on the phone, someone is knocking at the door, someone is trying to get their attention. Service dogs that help people who can't hear are really helping with social interactions, right? They're helping people communicate. If you couldn't hear and you didn't know someone was trying to get your attention, how could you have a conversation with them? Or how could you smile at them? So these service dogs are really helping their owners to be a super friend. And then there's also dogs that are trained to alert their owner that something is wrong. So for people who have diabetes, where their blood sugar is too high or too low for them to really walk around and be able to function, or for people who have seizures, which is something that happens when your brain sends a lot of signals at once, these dogs can actually pick up on these events before they happen. And they can tell the owners that you need to take some medicine right now, or you need to have something to eat right now, just so their owner knows that, their health is on the line here. The dogs can really alert them that they need to do something. And the service dogs can also carry medicines with them in that vest that I mentioned. They can bark and get other people's attention if they think that their person needs help, maybe needs to go in an ambulance. Service dogs are awesome. And now we can talk about therapy dogs. So a therapy dog doesn't live with one person that has a certain medical condition or disability. Instead, a therapy dog is brought to a place where there's lots of people who could just use an extra friend, an extra support, a distraction for something that's going on. Therapy dogs can go to nursing homes, they can go to hospitals, they can go to schools. So I know when I was in college, if we had final exams going on, which is very stressful, you're studying for days, you have so many tests, you just want to pass and do well, my school would bring service dogs onto the campus so we could go pet them, calm down a bit, and it really did help me feel better. And then finally, we have emotional support dogs. So these dogs are similar to the service dogs in that they're owned by one person who needs them. And these dogs they're really a friend to this person. So maybe this person that has the emotional support dog is stuck at home a lot. Maybe they have a lot of aches and pains and they don't get out very much, and that makes them sad. By having an emotional support dog at home, they have a companion with them at all times. They have a friend. They have someone that they can help take care of, and it can really make their life much happier. Emotional support dogs can also help people who are very anxious, who have lots of worries. They can stay at home and just be a sense of support for this person so that when they are worrying, they know that their dog is always there. Their dog can be there to pet. Emotional support dogs are awesome too. So I hope that you like learning more about these special dogs that can really help anyone who's sick, has a certain medical condition, someone who's worried. They're really important. And I'm so glad that there's schools that exist for these dogs so that they can learn how to help humans. And I'd like to thank the Service Dog Express website and Zach George's Service Dog Revolution channel on YouTube, which helped teach me a bit more about different types of service dogs and the differences. And I hope that you like learning about them today. So thank you for your time. And I hope that the next time you see a service dog in public, you don't go run up and try to pet it, but instead you look at them, you admire them because you know they worked so hard to get where they are now, and you thank them for helping a person in need. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson.